Welcome to another edition of Tony's Timepiece Review. Today is November 30th, 2017. Happy holidays. And I'm really super excited to bring you this next watch that I'm going to review. My last review that I did, if anyone saw that, of the Victorinox, I said I didn't really want to spend another $300-400 on a watch at the time. And the reason being is because I went out and got me a $3,600 Carl F. Bucherer. So spending the $300 was kind of like I bought that watch and then I just bought this Carl F. Bucherer. So this is absolutely, this is a grail timepiece as far as I'm concerned. So I was going to do an unboxing thing, but I'm not really into doing that shit. So, but it comes in this beautiful little box. That's the watch. Let me take it out. And also comes with, you know, the typical bookwork and all that stuff, the manuals and that, and the nice polishing cloth. But this, my friends, is the Carl F. Bucherer Patravi Power Reserve. It's beyond stunning as far as I'm concerned. And you know, I've come to this conclusion that I know a lot of my videos have blur with the watches. They just don't come out clear, and that's just because I have me in the picture. And I really just kind of came down to it. It's like I'm really reviewing a piece. I'm not trying to sell it to you, so I don't give a shit. If you want to look up, you know, some of the watches I've reviewed or any other watch, there's plenty of close-ups on it. But you know, again, it's really, it comes down to just me reviewing it. But having said that, I bought this watch. Actually, I got it yesterday. Retails at $3,600, which is an astonishingly good price. I think you can get it now at Joma Shop for around $2,700. So, but Joma Shop doesn't always give you all the packaging, you know. So, but for $3,600. $2,700 even at that. It's absolutely amazing. I'll give you a little bit of history on the company. Carl F. Bucherer started his company in Lucerne, Switzerland in 1888. He was primarily a jeweler and a retailer. And eventually the company grew with his retail company. He eventually started making timepieces. He handed the company down to his kids, who then in turn handed the company down to the grandson, who still is the sole owner of Bucherer Holding, which is Carl F. Bucherer and Bucherer department stores, or their retail chains. So it's the only Swiss luxury timepiece company that's still family owned. It's a boutique company. They believe that quality is better than quantity. They only manufacture about 30,000 timepieces a year, which sounds like a lot, but it's not in comparison to some of the other bigger brands. So having said that, they really started going kind of worldwide fairly recently, 2001. They've had different variations of the name. They had C.F. Bucherer, C. Bucherer, and I think it was like 2001. They came out with just Carl F. Bucherer. And this watch particularly is the Patravi Power Reserve. It's 38 millimeters, which I was a little nervous about because I'm quite happy wearing a 40 millimeter on a luxury dress watch. This is 38 millimeters, and it's actually you know, it actually wears more like a 39 to 40 millimeters. And I thought it would be smaller wearing because the thickness of the bezel. And I know you won't be able to see a lot of this, but the case is brushed and polished. So the bezel is polished. The sides of the case, I'm sorry, the bezel is brushed, if I didn't say that, sorry. The sides of the case are high polished. Screw down signed crown. There's an inner ring to this bezel that is also high polished. So there's brushed and polished, and then high polish. Where the lugs are, they're screwed in for the strap. Really super comfortable leather strap. The back of the watch, sorry, with the rotor has the Côte de Genève decoration, as well as the Geneva waves on the actual movement of the watch. And it's also signed in two places, once on the rotor and one on the actual movement. This is an actual in-house movement. This is not an ETA-based movement. One thing I've always said in previous videos is that I like my watches, they've got to have some kind of history. They've got to be either a manufacturer, those kind of things. This is everything. This is completely all 100% handmade in Lucerne, Switzerland. The movement is a completely handmade in-house movement. It's about a 42-hour power reserve, sapphire crystal front and back. The buckle. I wish they would have had a deployment buckle on it though. That's the only thing, because the straps wear too much when you don't, when you just have a buckle. But the buckle. See if I can. It's not just. It's completely engraved. It's not just stamped, and it's beautiful. So look online, at this watch. As far as some of the pictures of this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I'll put it on the wrist so you get an idea. I have about a 6.5-inch wrist. The thing is I have to put the band on the tightest strap, and it's even still just a tiny bit loose. Some straps it goes around so high, in this case, if that makes sense, where the strap is just too long. In this case, it's not as perfect. The beautiful thing about this watch is it is super high luxury. It's not a dress watch, although it can be worn dressed up and dressed down. And for a lot of people that can't really afford the Patek Philippe's and the Vacheron Constantin, you get into that mid-range, Jaeger-LeCoultre or Jaeger-LeCoultre, or however you want to say, JLC. The same with Carl F. Bucherer. That's that sort of mid to high-end luxury. The cool thing is it's not a conversation piece, meaning that no one's gonna know what the fuck you're wearing. You can wear this watch and no one's gonna say anything unless they know what kind of watch it is, and if they do, then you're actually having a conversation with somebody who knows about watches, as opposed to the watches that look like they're $50,000 but they cost $75. Some of those Chinese, like Lucien Piccard's, or Swiss Legend, or whatever else, some of those watches. But in this case, it's got a beautifully finished white dial, Roman numerals, power reserve indicator at the 7-8 o'clock position, which I really like. You wind it up, it's like a gas gauge. It tells you how much power is left in the watch, and then if you wear it, it just manually winds, or you wind it up and it's ready to go. Date aperture at the 3 o'clock position. A stunning timepiece, man. I'm really glad I bought this. I'll be able to pay it off in about a year, just because of all the watches I have. But I'm hoping that this will be my staple piece. I love this because it's just an everyday wear watch. These became also famous in from the John Wick movies. If anyone's interested in or likes the John Wick movies, Keanu Reeves wears a Carl F. Bucherer. John Wick 2, several of the characters wear Carl F. Bucherer. Was more of a presence in John Wick 2 than it was in John Wick 1. But it's one of those pieces that's kind of, to me, a grail timepiece. I like the fact that it's understated, and you can just wear it every day no matter what. Other than that, what else do I have to say about it? I just love it. I got it yesterday, and I'm still just admiring the hell out of it. So anybody interested in a Carl F. Bucherer, this is, again, the Patravi. It has the movement is a CFB 1956. Again, 42-hour power reserve, I believe. Although I haven't checked the power reserve because it's, you know, I've only got it yesterday, so, and I've been wearing it, so. But 42 hours sounds about right. 38 millimeters, well, it fits well on my wrist, and I like it. I like it a lot. So, on that note, I may have left some shit out that I wanted to talk about, but I always wing my videos. I never write anything down. So, again, if you are looking for a watch in around the $3,000 range, you cannot go wrong with a Carl F. Bucherer. So, having said that, I'm gonna have a beer. Peace out. Happy holidays again. Enjoy.